Swedenborg came up with a solution to a problem that has been in the literature for many centuries and nobody has been able to solve. Namely, if God is omnipotent, that means the cause of everything, then what kind of personal freedom do we have? Why should we be able to be then either rewarded or punished for what we do if God is omnipotent and everything that happens is God's will? People did not solve this problem until Swedenborg came up with a new concept which he called as of self. Okay? So the difference between self and as of self. So the difference is that when we deny God, or that we don't know the role that God is playing, God's omnipotence is playing in the world and in our lives, right? Then we attribute everything to ourselves. And this is very common. I want this, I did this, I accomplished this, I succeeded in doing that, I have the power of this. Now, angels, people who live in the heavenly loves, here on earth, they're already angels. Why? Because they live in the heavenly loves. Now, instead they say, this is God's determination, not mine. So instead of thinking of themselves as a full-fledged self that makes decisions in freedom, they think of themselves as an as of self following the heavenly loves that come in from God. So in other words, if you follow your heavenly loves and you obey according to that, you are in total freedom. But if you follow yourself, which are your hellish loves, you're not in any freedom. You are compelled by your emotions and you are compelled by your evil loves to do what you're doing. You have absolutely no choice. So the concept of as of self saves the determination or influence that God has in our lives. Namely, the angel person says, God is doing this, but God wills that it feels like I'm doing it on my own. But I need to remember that I'm not doing it on my own, that God is doing it within me. So if I reach out here and I pick up this pen, it feels like the self is doing it. But my rational knowledge tells me it's God's power permitting that action. If God did not permit that, I would not be able to reach it, or I wouldn't even think about reaching it. So God controls every second of your mind as of self. So as long as they think, the more they think that all this is from the Lord, the more it feels as if it's their own. So this is what God is doing. God is making you feel that happiness and bliss is as if your own.